Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernland Plays the Binding of Isaac. We're gonna random. We got Samson this time. I can't help but, I can't hide my disappointment, basically. I was hoping to get Isaac again and maybe have a chance to F around with the D6, but we've had some very good runs recently with Isaac, and, maybe Samson is the kind of test we need, because we have won two very, very unlikely runs that kind of got turned around at, like, the last possible second, with good, well, both play and the random number generator actually providing me with some pretty substantial benefits. But anyway, on the bright side, it's gotten to the point where playing as a non-Isaac character almost is a little bit of a relief to some extent. Even though it means that the run is going to be more difficult, it does mean I don't have to worry myself with things like planning D6 routes accordingly and stuff like that. Going to as many rooms as possible to make the D6 work. I'll probably still go to as many rooms as possible, but I don't have to be as anal, if you will. If you don't know what that means, maybe you could ask your mother. And I can be a little bit more casual about the way that I play the game to some extent, which is nice, but it does also mean that, I'm much more subjected to the whims of the RNG. So we're going to hope that I manage to pull this one out regardless, of course, because it has been a very impressive run of form lately, and I would love to continue it, but anything can happen, although picking up meat right off the bat is a pretty sizable upgrade. And now that we've gotten that HP upgrade, I feel a little bit better about sacrificing my spirit heart to come in here and then see what we get. It's only a halo of flies, well, the offensive flies, but probably not an accurate or effective trade for a spirit heart, but what's done is done, right? So we will be able to get full health by the time we leave this floor, even though I just took some really stupid damage. There is a red heart just kind of waiting around, and number one. Okay, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna take it because I like having a drastically increased rate of fire. Number one is one of the most obvious cases of the game of, trade-offs. You take the good with the bad, right? So now we fire crazy quickly. Apologies, my microphone's just a little effed up here. You fire crazy quickly, but your range all of a sudden is substantially lower, maybe like 1/4 of the screen. So obviously I'm going to hope to pick up some range upgrades that maybe can provide me with some maybe contingencies here, or, compensation for the fact that otherwise I'm going to be in kind of a rough spot. But it is nice to have this insane rate of fire, and we'll see what this card is. Justice. With Justice existing, I do feel a little bit better, especially now that it is a full red heart, about going in here to this curse room and hopefully finding an item as a result. Well, we found a spirit heart, which is fine. That'll give us a little bit of value. Maybe not a ton, but there is a tinted rock here as well, so maybe another spirit heart awaits us, although I might not take it straight away, depending on how the rest of this floor goes. We do have a blood bank opportunity here. It's crazy to get an arcade this early on in the game. I believe the arcade spawn is influenced by the amount of money you have, and, 9 cents is pretty good in terms of that. So why don't we come in here, and we'll try to earn enough money to go to the shop. We need 6 cents so we can play this 3 times. Okay, that's unfortunate, I guess, but, actually, this might allow us to get more money. Oh, we're gonna get so close. And I say that because, you can play the IV bag twice per heart as opposed to once per heart. Or, well, per half heart, I mean, because we do have the period of invincibility that we can use. So, okay, let's fight our boss. And obviously, we're going to hope for another HP upgrade. Larry Jr. not so bad in this situation. A little trickier to dodge than your average Larry Jr., not because of anything that he's got going on, but because number one makes it much more difficult for me to kind of keep a safe distance, so I'm going to have to stay on my toes here. Shouldn't be too much of a challenge, though. And obviously, we're hoping for a deal with the devil, and an HP upgrade to coincide with it would be amazing. But for now, let's see. No deal with the devil, and we do take a speed upgrade, which is not that good. And IV bag in particular is not that good for us, but we will be able to use it to generate, for every rogue red heart that we find. Oh, if we could just get some bombs, we could pick up so much money here. But for every rogue red heart, we can pick up, like, at least another 4 cents, because you can play 4 times per heart. So that's pretty beneficial, as is right now, though. We're not balling out of control on this Samson run, but we're certainly not in a terrible position. More keys, always good. We will shoot whatever we got going on in here just to see if we get some extra money. We didn't really, so let's go big here, and then we'll open up our... Ooh, getting the dime there is actually crazy beneficial. But let's see what we've got in our shop. We have blue candle, which absolutely we will take instead of what we've already got going on. Especially since it's half price, which is just stupid and amazing. I am going to buy the key, but I'm not going to buy the spirit heart, because, spirit hearts at this point in the game are just transient. But I'll take this. And we get blood rights for the second time in as many runs, but that's not going to be entering onto our radar too much. Were there any bombs for sale on this shop right here? Because I could easily... There was one. I could easily just basically earn 2 cents by picking up this bomb. So, you know, I paid for it, and then we'll come back in here, and then I'll get 7 cents. I wonder if I could actually... it's a little too risky. I'm going to try to put a bomb here and see if this opens up the bottom, and maybe I can get another 2 cents. Probably could have afforded to have been a little bit more ballsier there, but that's okay. Blue candle, crazy good upgrade. Increased range over, like when compared to the when compared to number 1, our tiers right now, and will allow us to build rage very, very easily. So, the fact that we've got this going on for us right now is actually incredibly encouraging. One of the few items in the game that actually does kind of equalize Samson's inequalities. You know, Samson, I don't think it's a surprise to note that Samson is maybe, you know, probably one of the worst characters in the game by most people's estimation. BizSnaps included. This is not just me, you know, coming up with something out of my ass, basically. He's not the greatest character in the game by any stretch of the imagination. The good news is, of course, that he can have, you know, rage by default, which is pretty nice. But apart from that, he can be a little finicky. So the ability to get some guaranteed damage, and guaranteed very high damage, is quite nice. This is by no means a one run right now at all. But we've got a nice little foundation laid. And the amount of money that we got from IV Bag is actually pretty sizable. Enough, yeah, I'll buy this. Enough to possibly... earn us a few more items. Oh, I have made a huge mistake. Also, I didn't even mean to open that golden chest. I just wasn't really paying attention. So totally should have saved a key for the item room. But luckily, you know, I did buy a key from the last shop, so maybe otherwise I wouldn't have been able to open this beginning. But they gave us some extra bombs, but it's not a competent trade-off. Or an adequate trade-off, I guess. It's not adequate compensation is maybe where I was going with that one. So we did get a speed plus range upgrade from this mob trap room. What do I want from the boss room? At this point, raw HP is by far our most glaring omission. We really need to get something that gives us a little bit more survivability. I think I can afford to fight the boss here without putting myself too much in harm's way. Gertie Jr., tricky boss, but we should be fine. Probably won't be able to build too much rage. I don't anticipate too many flies spawning here. Good news, of course, by way of the blue candle, we're probably only about, you know, 3 or 4 hits away from killing Gertie Jr. at any point in time. This should do it. That was very good. Unfortunately, we are stuck with the magic 8 ball, but it did give us the hero font, so that was like 2 spirit hearts and a shot speed upgrade. And we have the opportunity to take the pact, which is always worrying, because I do believe if I take the pact, then it will completely, like, ruin my HP for the rest of the game. Like, I don't think I'll be able to pick up HP upgrades, but it'll also make my damage so good that I kind of just want to get really ballsy. And I've been playing very, very ballsy in Isaac lately, and it's usually been working out. So, worst case scenario... And this is a pretty bad case scenario. This is not me being like, oh, worst case scenario, we're still fine. But worst case scenario, we could still be fine in the unlikely event that we pick up a relic or the miter. That's an awesome damage upgrade. Relic or miter, or maybe we end up getting rid of our blue candle to pick up Book of Revelations or some other spirit heart generator. But best case scenario, we haven't completely made it impossible for us to use red health ever again. And we actually will still be able to pick up HP upgrades as is necessary and maybe float our run on that. Although, you know, if we get a lot of spirit hearts just randomly dropping, Spider Butt is unfortunately just not adequate compensation right now for our blue candle. If we end up just getting a lot of spirit hearts dropping, maybe we do want to run an early permanent Polaroid invincibility strat. Obviously, we don't have the Polaroid yet, but there are benefits to it. There's detriments as well, but there are benefits. And maybe now I want to go back into these shops and possibly buy the spirit hearts that have been available in so many of them. But first things first, let us look for our secret room. That is not it, so it should be here. Which means I could have saved a key and not gone into the shop from the top, but oh well. I don't want to rhyme anymore. Let's use one more bomb to blow up this in the hopes that we're trading a bomb for a key. We traded bomb for Pinky Eye, which in most situations is probably okay. I don't think that's a bad trade for us. And sure, we'll pick that up. And the pill, tempting, but thanks but no thanks. Instead, we'll just go down to the Catacombs Part 2. And this is a weird run because it's substantially more comfortable right now than the previous 2 runs that came before it. But I would be very shocked if we had a better chance of winning right now than we did on the runs that came before this one. That being said, you know, here's one of the benefits of rolling on permanent Polaroided, rolling on Spirit Hearts exclusively. Ah, good, we can still use Red Hearts. So never mind. What I was going to say, though, is that we can go into boss rooms for free. So in this case, knowing now, or knowing then what I know now, I would absolutely take the Pact like 100 times out of 100 because we can still use Red Hearts. So we basically got a huge damage buff as well as 2 Spirit Hearts for not that much compensation. So I think it's okay. I think it's very good, in fact. So the Pact seems to have been the right call there. The Mark, less so. I think the Pact is almost objectively better than the Mark in most situations. At least I very rarely take the Mark, and I take the Pact quite frequently, so maybe that's just my bias from not taking the Mark very often, but that's my philosophy, and I'm sticking to it for now. We are going to come in here and play the Blood... you know, I should probably fight the boss first, because if we get an HP upgrade, then we can get much more value out of these Red Hearts than just, you know, one play on the Blood Bank. And these guys are going to drop a ton of money, which is actually quite nice, but I'm probably going to use this money to gamble, because otherwise I have no means right now with which to get to the item room and shop, both of which are of critical importance. So we'll see what our deal with the Devil Room contains. I was actually exactly hoping that we would encounter this. Now, Lump of Coal is maybe not as useful in this situation as it is on an average run, because we do have number 1, and we haven't really picked up much at all in the way of range upgrades. So, unfortunately, you know, the range is going to be handicapped a little bit, and thus the damage from Lump of Coal is going to be handicapped. But free item, and a free item that does improve our damage a little bit, and one that I like using a lot with Rage, and we picked up more money as well. So sure, Lump of Coal is fine. And we'll, I was going to say head down to the next floor. That would have been an enormous mistake, actually. Let's spend some time gambling here. We definitely want to earn some keys. We don't want to play the Blood Bank anymore, just telling myself that. I mean, I do want to play the Blood Bank. I just can't afford to play the Blood Bank right now until I get more red... Well, I can go back and get more Red Hearts, obviously. But I want to get more keys, first off. And I would love to get these keys before we actually find ourselves below 15 cents. That should be pretty obvious, though. Let's take this pill now. Teleported us a little bit away, but not a major concern. Arcades, slot machines, and the like have had an enormous impact on my runs recently, so I do want to play them as much as possible. You know what? At 14 cents, I'm going to blow up the slot machine. I was really hoping for a key payout. We'll do a little bit more exploration before we call it quits here, but I'm going to leave the arcade for now, because the arcade is the most laborious way to try to win keys. Instead, I would love to just maybe run into them by accident on rooms leading up to the shop. Plus, this accomplishes the secondary goal of clearing out some rooms as well. Maybe picking up some more consumables that might be beneficial as well. Probably not as beneficial as some keys would be at this point, but so be it. I really thought that was going to kill both of these guys. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this run now that I know that I haven't ruined my ability to use Red Hearts. It's actually making things a lot easier, and I'm a lot more confident that we at least have many outs that we could possibly use. Like, we could just stack up Red Hearts, which is one way to get a win sometimes. Yeah, I'm probably okay going to this curse room, even though it'll cost me 1 whole Spirit Heart. It's basically a 5-cent gamble to go to the curse room at this point, because I have so much health that I should be okay. And we'll see what's inside. Just a troll bomb, which sucks, but we will use 1 more bomb to come in here to our secret room rather than sacrificing, you know, yet another Spirit Heart. That is going to give us a fortune teller, which is something that I'll play until I get down to 15 cents, and then I'll probably blow it up. Mostly I want to get a Spirit Heart, but fortune teller trinkets might be nice. Cool. I'm okay with Pinky's Eye for now. Pinky Eye, whatever. Golden chest. That sucks. So, we have no keys, and really no means to open up the library, the item room, or the shop, which is incredibly frustrating for sure. The strength card makes a lot of sense, I guess. I shouldn't have used it immediately. That was a very minor mistake that will come across like a very major mistake. I say it's a minor mistake because, well, it is, basically. But if I use the strength card on the arcade, then I could have gotten a few extra plays out of the blood bank. Oh well, shit happens. We would love to win at some point here. I don't want to start sacrificing my Spirit Hearts. So, we do need a little bit more money, unfortunately, which means I will be coming back in here. We can't afford to leave this floor without having the shop and item room at least have been explored as a possibility. Like, I've got to at least give it the damnedest try I can in order to have some chance. Having more HP would be an enormous benefit at this point, but that's not likely. Alright, well, if we get down to 7 cents, then what I'm just going to do is blow up this fortune teller man. Because that's kind of the only way, and it's like the intersection of good and bad that I see. Because, you know, we could still get a key out of him when we explode him. I know he's got keys inside of him somewhere. So, this will either be the last or second last play. Yep, by winning that, we actually did guarantee ourselves a little bit longer here. Hoped that that would pay out with the HP upgrade, which would in turn allow us to play the blood bank substantially more often. But anyway, cool. I guess if we're going to do our due diligence, it is, you know, prudent for me to come back here and get this. And there's a little bit more health remaining, but at some point we got to call it quits here. Otherwise, we're just going to be on this floor ad infinitum, basically. Please, keys. Well, now we have way more money. But we have an Eternal Heart as well, which is another HP upgrade we can use for the next floor. We gotta at least try, right? I can't accidentally pick up that Eternal Heart. That'd be bad for business. Blowing up the blood bank presumably will give me more red hearts. Oh, this is the big one right here. Keys, please. Ah, you fucker. And you so rarely give me the opportunity to even win keys. So this is, again, if we get down to 7 cents, that's where we're going to stop. We'll take our Eternal Heart. At least we got something for all of our troubles on this little part of the floor. And we'll leave and hope for the best. Oh my god, and of course I get more money. Thank god I didn't pick up the Eternal Heart by accident there. And we have 2 more plays here, then we'll blow this guy up and possibly get some more keys. Please just give me the keys now. Oh, that was like our 3rd opportunity. Okay, this is the last one unless we win, which we will. Because you always do when you're about to leave. This is just becoming comical at this point. Well, at least one of those cents is more or less inaccessible as a result of the Eternal Heart being there. Okay, so there's our HP plus speed upgrade. So there's 2 HP upgrades that we've gotten from gambling here, which is nice. This guy will probably pay out with Fly Love now. Oh, nope. Okay, so now it's 7 cents. I know there's another penny down here, but it's too risky to pick up. We did get a key. Was that so fucking hard? Now we will, you know, getting those 2 HP upgrades is huge already, even if we don't get anything of value for the rest of the game. Do you go to the item room or the shop? I think in this case, we go to the item room, and the reason is if we go to the shop, there might be a fairly realistic possibility that there's... Okay, attack fly. I'm content with it. There's a fairly realistic probability on that shop, or possibility on that shop, that we would go there. There would be a 15-cent item that I couldn't buy because I wouldn't have enough money, and there also wouldn't be a key for sale, which would be obviously pretty damaging. Otherwise, though, I am glad I took the time to gamble there. We got paid out. We basically tripled our red hearts, which is extremely nice. Took us a long time, but set us up quite nicely for moving forwards. It's always nice when that happens. Now, we are on Necropolis here. So, again, unfortunately, it was just basically a transient save. Temporarily alleviated our key woes, but we are still stuck in kind of a key purgatory here. And Necropolis is real scary as a result of those massive infamy type characters that we run across. Probably the most annoying enemy in the game for me by a factor of like 10. That extra Spirit Heart drop randomly is amazing. On the bright side, zombies, nothing to worry about at all as a result of our blue candle, and we'll come through here and we'll, you know, go to as many rooms as possible because we are stronger than the average enemy at this point. Mostly by way of exclusively blue candle, but also we've got other benefits. This is not just blue candle carrying us right now. We have rage and okay health and, you know, increased rate of fire. This is what I mean when I say that zombies are basically worthless. One good shot like that solves all of the problems that we could possibly expect to face. Now, 1 Spirit Heart for Curse Room. Yes, we will do it. I was hoping there'd be 2 chests in here, maybe double our chances. No such luck, so that was 1 Spirit Heart for nothing, but at least we tried, right? There's a chance that there's always a great item in there. Give me a Bombs Our Key Pill or something. I can't believe I took damage there. I really thought I was going to dodge that. Sometimes, you know, there's... Okay, that's really good. There's situations where I get hit, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I expected to get hit there. That's okay. Other times there's situations where, like, it takes even me by surprise, which it shouldn't at this point, because, you know, I've watched all 700 episodes of me playing this game, and I know how bad I can sometimes be. Well, I haven't watched them. I've been playing them, which means I'm a little bit distracted from what's actually happening sometimes, but if that makes any sense. Yeah, we'll pop some... you know, green dudes off here, and it should make it easy enough for us to finish. And since the item room's here, we'll just go to the item room, and hopefully we'll get another key later. Yum Heart is, no need to mince words. It's pretty bad in this situation. And it's especially bad because it did take away our only key. The good news is, you know, we are insulated from bad RNG a little bit because Blue candle is so good that it is effectively equivalent to like 4 or 5 items, probably. Okay, we're fine. So, you know, getting 1 or 2 bad items is not the end of the world. We can now trade 2 bombs for 2 bombs and access to the boss room, which I think is a reasonably smart course of action right now because we are only on Necropolis 1. And this is real shitty because we are going to be going up against the Pony, and, of course, Pony doesn't provide us with any benefit at all because I do want to stick with the blue candle. I like the Pony item more than most people do, I think. Not because of its active effect, but because in situations where you don't have a passive flying item, it can be beneficial. But the blue candle is, you know, probably substantially better than it. Not probably substantially better than it. It is, like, markedly substantially better than it. We also have the opportunity to take the Pony and get a free bomb there, which I'll try to remember to do on the way back, but it's not going to be the most important thing weighing on my mind in all likelihood. Difference between 16 and 17 bombs probably pretty small. Now, if we get a bombs or key pill, the difference between 16 and 17 keys could be beneficial, but there is our shop, and that'll do it for this floor, actually. And without any ability to gamble, unfortunately, we will not be able to visit the shop. That sucks. Our secret room, yeah, with 16 bombs, I guess I might as well, right? What's the reason not to? That may have been a misplaced bomb. Please don't. Thank you very much. That is not it either. It could be adjacent to the curse room. Oh, there it is. Good. And 3 more cents here. Maybe 1 more cent you can expect by way of those fires, but sadly no. So that's going to do it, I guess. Pretty poor showing on Necropolis here, but so be it. Again, shit happens. I will pick up my horse's head and then fly back here, get some bombs. There's a little bit more money I could get as well, but with only 1 more shop remaining, I don't think it's worth the amount of time that I would invest. So the bomb might come in handy. Pretty unlikely, but it's possible. But everything else I doubt will. And we, of course, want to go with the blue candle leaving this floor. Otherwise, we've basically sealed our own fate. So not having keys is never going to get easier. Although I guess once we get past this floor, the need for keys is a little bit less as a result of... Do I have the ladder? I actually just realized that maybe I had the ladder, and yes, I do. Okay, so I can actually get some of this stuff more easily. So we'll probably try to go to the shop on this floor. It's a long shot, no question about it, but the ability to get something like the compass could be exceptionally beneficial, as you already know if you have watched these episodes. There's a fairly decent chance we'll fight Greed. He could possibly pay out with the key. Tears Up is actually an awesome item to get. Or awesome pill to get, I guess, because it does allow us to fire even a little bit faster. And I think range upgrades would be nice here, too, because I am rolling still on number 1, right? So if I could get a little bit more range, that could be beneficial. Might as well come in here. We're obviously not going to go to our boss room right away, because why would we? It would cause us to not be able to go to other items or other rooms for the rest of the floor, so I think that would be a very silly decision. Instead, we'll just take care of these leapers, and then we'll have, you know, eyeless ooze guys or eye full ooze guys. We're going to be easy enough to kill just by way of our blue candle, essentially. Blue candle sets them up, and then we knock them down. So now we do have 2 keys. 2 bombs if we get a bombs or key pill, which would maybe be preferable. And we'll look for some of these rooms of value, because now the shop and the item room are both possibilities for the first time in quite a long time. Let's just not accidentally open up a golden chest by accident. That might be incredibly deleterious right now. Had a feeling we'd end up fighting Greed. How the blue candle did not hit the shot that came dead center is beyond me. But as mentioned, you know, we did have the chance to get a key from fighting Greed, and we got the key from fighting Greed. So that was one of the worst possible outcomes you could expect on that floor. That being said, sorry, that room. That being said, it's done, and we didn't sacrifice a key to make it happen, so that's okay. But from a health standpoint, we're starting to lose out a little bit. We haven't picked up nearly as much as I've spent recently. Spent is, you know, maybe a strange word to use. So we haven't picked up nearly as much as I've lost recently. So more HP upgrades can stem the bleeding a little bit, but ideally we get something that will increase the rate at which we get Spirit Hearts, Miter, or Relic being prime examples. Doctor's Remote, also pretty bad. The candle is substantially more beneficial than these, and we're leaving Necropolis here without really having much in the way of beneficial items. And now, you know, this is why a lot of the time you might get a little bit more value out of playing as Isaac on a run like this, because how many items would we have wanted to reroll by now? Probably at least 6 or 7. I will absolutely use a key to open this golden chest. More money is useless, and the pill is health down. Okay, so somebody out there clearly does not want us to win. But I'm going to give him the middle finger, and we're going to try to make this one work. It's becoming increasingly unlikely, but never underestimate Blue Candle. I can't fly. I forgot about that. Never underestimate Blue Candle. This is an item that does have the potential to make an incredible impact on a run. Always for the better. And we are going to play the shit out of this blood bank and hopefully get the HP plus speed upgrade. We've already seen IV bag, right? So I can afford to be a little bit more aggressive with this. We're probably coming close to the end of this floor. How many goddamn slot machines are there going to be? Apparently the answer is 4 or 5. So Lucky Toe, probably better than Pinky Eye if we're going to go back and play that arcade. I think Lucky Toe causes you to have an increased chance of... Okay, well now we should play Demon Judgment instead. Whether or not we're going to have the opportunity to make this work should be interesting, but the ability to get an item out of Demon Judgment could make the difference between life and death here, so... I will go back and get some items, and then we'll probably start using our bombs to, like, blow up these slot machines and stuff. Otherwise, it's going to be unlikely that I'll be able to make any of these swings actually work for me. But this Demon Judgment is now what our hopes hinge on more or less entirely. Otherwise, this run does not have a long life expectancy. And it seems like 2 red heart containers is like the magic number for when you leave this floor. Now, I can't play him twice in one fell swoop. The other tricky part here, by the way, is that I've got to constantly navigate over these spikes. Little tricky. Not the hardest feat in the world, but let's see if we win. I'll play until we get down to 30 cents. There's so many slot machines, though, that I can't really afford to just keep going here, even though it's going to continue to give me things, apparently. Okay, 30 cents. My number still stands. I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of the land. I'm into discipline. I've got a Bible in my hand and a beard on my chin, as Weird Al Yankovic might say. Okay, so I'm just going to blow it up now. We can be here forever. Maybe not as much of a man of my word as I thought I was. And there's, you know, a little bit more money that we'll be able to use to possibly fruitlessly play some of those arcade machines, but I lost a spirit heart there, so this better be worth it. Matchstick. That is not it. Didn't get hit there, thankfully. We're really betting it all on this one. If only I had the ability to fly. Not that that means that the pony would have been a better choice here, but, you know, possibly yes. Unlikely, but I'm going to blow up this blood bank because we're not going to need it almost certainly. And it, yes, has a very strong tendency to pay out with exactly what it did pay out with there. More keys, beneficial extremely as we get into the later game. And, you know, you can end up playing Demon Judgment a long time without getting a payout. On one of my Spirit Heart focused runs, I played it 17 times, lost 8.5 Spirit Hearts. Okay, we made it in. So we could be here for a while, but the potential benefit is quite high. Oh, Jesus, now I'm scared. The potential loss is quite high as well. As you can see, I've lost 2 Spirit Hearts just playing this ding-dong right here. Obviously, we're hoping to get some more red hearts. I kind of just want to blow these things up. More keys, sure, fantastic, just in time, right? Yeah, sure, let's win 6 keys on, like, the last floor in the game where keys are going to be, well, the second to last floor in the game, technically, if you include the chest, where keys are going to be extraordinarily beneficial. Yeah, we're going to drop some bombs in here, hopefully earn some red hearts. Clearly, that has not worked out very well so far. This run appears to be petering out before it really has a chance to make something amazing happen. It was not the Yum Heart in this item room. It was the doctor's remote, so I don't think that's worth picking up. Blow up this thing. 2 more keys. The run is laughing at me right now and saying, ha, remember all those item rooms you couldn't go to? And I'm like, yes, game, I do. This is our last, oh my god, and then it paid out immediately and shot its wad all over the key, or all over the spikes. Alright, let's fight Mom. Obviously, this is a scary position to be in. Extraordinarily scary position to be in. I should not even worry about the foot. I mean, I should worry about where the foot falls, but I should just fire the candle at the sides. Okay, I'm 1 hit away from death. That was a bad run. You know, it's not nice to have a bad run, but it does feel like that was kind of long overdue. But in any case, as always, thanks for watching. I apologize for my ineptitude there. I'm going to blame that on my own play. Poor decisions, as well as not being able to reroll. But in any case, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode in spite of my ineptitude. If you did, make sure to click the like button. It helps me out a lot. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more Daily Isaac. And of course, I'll see you next time.